Tavin will mow your grass and make it look so well. Now Tavin goes donut goals when in town he comes, getting strength for his haunches to cannonball for fun. Tavin, ramping up the holler, Tavin, trying to make a dollar, Tavin, give him a holler, he'll mow your grass today.
Hey y'all guys, welcome to the Tavin Dillard podcast. That's me, I'm Tavin Dillard. It's Seasons 11's episode 15s. Y'all know what that means? Y'all know what that means? What that mean is that we're at the very end of season 11 and we thinking about getting started on season 12s here pretty soon. But next week's the very last episode of seasons 11s. So that's going to be on December the 10th. And what that's going to do is it's going to be the Q&A where y'all send in questions and I answer them questions. Now, if people have been already sending them in, but now's the time. I mean, you got to get them in right now. Like if you listen to this today, you got to get them in the next couple of days by like December 5s or so I can get them organized and answered and that kind of thing. And then we heading into Christmas season. I mean, we already in it now. Thanksgivin's behind us. And I mean, a whole season of the podcast is behind us. The season's 11. It's been a hoot. You know, we had our ups and downs. We had a thrilling finish to the softball season. And I don't say that lightly because we didn't win. So I can't say, but it's still thrilling, even though we lost. But we came close and we played a good game and we had a good season. And I think we're feeling good about it heading into the off season. Of course, we wanted to win, but we won before, and that was a hoot. How was your Thanksgivings, though? Gobble, gobble and everything? How'd everybody do? You have family over, did you take it easy? Did you just do, something simple, or was it a whole big old spread? Did you have to travel, did you stay home? How did that go? We was around here at the trailer park. I had a few places to go, and I'll give you a little catch up here on just what we got going on this week in just a little bit. But I just wanted to say we had some sales last week. You can check the show notes today for the book. They got signed copies of Team Burger Shed for $10. So that's like a gift. If you want to give somebody a gift, that basically covers how my softball team, adult league softball team, came together in the first place. So them's maybe good gifts. If you're looking to give good gifts for what they call a reasonable price, you can do that. I'll have that link in the show notes today. And then, of course, all the other things you might want. All my shirts are available there. You'll see that. If you need an Early Bird Gets the Perm or Peekaboo or the new picture shirt with me on the front with my name, or the Chancellor Park, or Thunder Punch, Bud's Burger Shed, they all there. You can see them. And then finally, the Tavin's Bacon Bag. Oh, not finally. Now this is finally. The 2025 wall calendar. You hang on your wall, and for every month next year is covered. And wait, there's more. Every day in every month is covered on that calendar. So that's something too. That may be a present you want to get somebody. I don't know. I don't know what who you shopping for or what they want, but if they want any of that, it's available at the show notes today. So that's how it's going. Happy Decembers to you. Can you believe we're wrapping up another year and another season of the Tavin Dillard podcast? Well, we are. I'll say it to you like that. Is that it's a month, where every weekend in December there's something going on. You know about that? Like maybe you got some sort of get together at the work, or maybe your friends got a little party, or maybe your kids' little team, or a little choir group, or a little gymnastics group, or a little t-ball, or a little hunting group. They got some sort of party. Junior archers, maybe like a Christmas themed party where you shooting green and red hay bales. I don't know. I don't plan them kind of parties. I'm just saying there's all kind of things. People going through donut goes. They had lines around there lately. People just picking them up for different events, and I guess for dessert on the Thanksgivings. But I know Shane and Cheryl, I'll tell you right now, inflation or whatever, people figure out a way to get a couple dollars together to buy some donuts. I can put it to you like that. And good for digestion, good for, haunch strength, all kind of things. So I don't fault them on that. And good on you, Shane and Cheryl, for, providing that joy to the community is the way I see it. I was in Conroe, Texas not too long ago, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. I did a show at Mims Baptist Church, and it was a hoot of a time. Thanks everybody for coming out. I don't know. I didn't have a clicker count, probably a couple hundred folks there. We had a great time. They had Thanksgiving dinner there, and then everybody hung around, and I just got to know everybody, and we did the show there. I did the show, and, glad-handed some folks, gave out some tremendous high fives, took some pictures, and that's fun. So it's good to be with some folks there in Conroe just a few days ago. And now I'm back. I'm back in Chancellor Park, getting ready for the second to the last episode of the season. I know December, like I said, every weekend, it's like maybe spread them out. Maybe have a few weekend parties in March. Don't put them all in December's, but just this is the month. For me, though, it's a pretty eventful week. I mean, once the Thanksgiving happened, it's time to look forward to the old Christmas. And you might be like that too. Maybe, I don't know if you decorated in October's, or you decorated once November 1's hit, or you wait till Thanksgiving's out of the way and then you decorate for Christmas. I don't know how you do it. It was a pretty eventful week for me. Once the Thanksgiving happened, firstly, though, how was the Thanksgiving for you? Did you get enough sweet taters? Did you get enough dressing? Did you get enough turkey, ham, corn? I know I said, hey, what'd you do? Who'd you hang out with? Was it small? Was it big? Did you travel? Did you stay in town? But let's get down to the nitty gritty. Like, what in the world did you eat? Corn, green bean casserole, gravy. Hey, I know where you could have got a gravy packet. Put it to you like that. Anyhow, I hope it was a hoot with folks you love and mildly tolerate alike. I went to Cricket's family for the Thanksgiving, and Meemaw went out to Tabby Jean Tipton, her husband's house. That's Meemaw's best friend. She went out there. They had friends out there. And since I got a Ford Ranger now, it's been a big year for me, y'all guys. And since I got that truck, I can make the trip out to Cricket's, the next county over, without having to borrow Meemaw's 91 Buick Regal, which also means she's going to have to drive herself out to Tabby Jean's, which she ain't mad about. But there's some places she don't like to drive, so she asked me to drive her. And I ain't mad at her, but sometimes if it's sorely inconvenient, and I ain't going to sugarcoat that, y'all guys. I just put it to you like that. There's sometimes I don't even want to do that, but I do. We ate great out at Cricket's, though. We all started talking about Christmas trees. When do you get a tree? How early is too early? I ain't just talking about Christmas decorating. I was mentioning that just a second ago, like you start putting things up, hanging a wreath on the door and that kind of thing. But now we talking about the actual tree, getting it, putting it up, decorating it. When you going to do that? My thought is, truth be told, like day after Thanksgiving's fine. I think it don't need to be much later than that, because you're only going to have it for a few weeks. Anyhow, Cricket said Thanksgiving Day's fine too, once you already ate the big Thanksgiving meals, the way she say it. Now, I don't know how long you keep your tree up. Now, lights, they stay up in the trailer park year-round for the most part, those folks that have strung them lights. But for the Christmas tree, I've seen some on the curb even in early February, and boy, they brittle. I mean, they basically a house fire hazard at that point. So you got to be careful. I mean, you just soon drive by Hank Thistles and just push it out the back of your truck and let it hit that burn pile he got going year-round. He'd be happy to have it, the way I see it. Well, all that to say, if I know a place, I'd be fine to go get a tree for my trailer today. That's what I told Cricket. I was like, hey, if you're ready to get a tree on Thanksgiving Day for your family, and I'll get one for my trailer, I'm happy to do that if you know where one's at. Well, Cricket's family knows a place, and off we went. Me and Cricket's brother and Cricket, she wanted to get two. One for her family house, and then I needed to get one for my trailer. And we head off, and we ain't off the property yet when we realized that we ain't got anything to cut the tree with. Like, we wasn't going to a lot, y'all guys. We wasn't going to Rickard's grocery store parking lot where they got them trays. Jerry Don Sybil Farnhart's flea market got them trays. There's places in town that got them trays and them lots, but then there's them folks, that want to go out there in the woods and hunt it down themselves, and then they got to cut it because they ain't pre-cut in the wilderness. You know about that? You can't just go out there and say, oh, they just leaning up here for me, like, boy, that's how they made. No, you got to go get them, and you got to take them out the ground. You got to cut them down yourself, and you're gonna need a saw unless you're a beaver, and I ain't no beaver. So that's how that is. So we out there and realize, before we even get off the property with Cricket's brother, he's like, we ain't got no saw, we need a saw, kind of thing. So he hops out and he heads to their barn. A few moments later, he exits with a chainsaw and a handsaw. So Best I could tell, I guess we ready. You know, I ain't a real power tool guy, so I don't know. I mean, I can handle a zero turn and just a push mower and things like that. But when it comes to being super handy or, you know, needing tools for things like that, I don't have a lot of them. And so I was like, well, I guess we good to get a tree at this point. Now we are off to an area where folks go to cut trees. I mean, that's the goal. And when we got there, an hour later, we were the only folks with this fancy Thanksgiving Day idea. No, we weren't. Not at all. There's a lot of people there, y'all guys. A lot of folks had the same ideas we did. It's like Black Fridays at the Walmart, except it feels like there's probably less folks at the Walmarts in this forest. I mean, it ain't a farm that has them cut. Like I said, you got to head out in the wilderness and get you one. And folks was steady storming the wilderness, you know, kind of like Attaway. Cricket and her brother, they seemed unfazed by the crowds, like they wasn't bothered at all. I was surprised. Truth be told, I never thought to just head out on Thanksgiving Day like that into the wild woods and, you know, go cut down a tree like that. So it was a little different on Thanksgiving Day for me. But what do I know? I mean, what in the world do I know? I don't know about that, but I know that I'm feeling crowded in, like I got that Claustrosaurus Rex where you hate tight spaces, and I was outside. So I was hoping that'd go away. So we grabbed them saws. I hold one, my other hand's holding Cricket's hand, and we following her brother into the wild. Off we go. He moves at a pretty good clip. I mean, he a fast little feller, and he ain't little. I just said that because he's younger than her. So we trying to keep up. It's a nice day. Cold, but that's okay. And me and Cricket just like being together, but at the same time, we are on a mission. So I'm hoofing it after him when something starts barking at me. And I know Cricket don't bark, and I know her brother don't bark, and I know neither one of them's behind me. So I'm wondering what in the world might be barking at me. And if you know anything about barking, you probably know it's probably a dog or something like in the dog family. Well, I knew this bark. Okay, it wasn't just any dog's bark. It's a bark I heard before. You know about that? And you're probably thinking, Tavin, you ain't got a dog. What bark would you recognize? Because you ain't around a dog all the time. Well, let me tell you, friends, this was the bark of a dog that ain't nothing but a mess. It has destroyed the back of a Chevy Cobalt to where they can't keep the windows up no more, even in the winter times. This doggy has got a hold of more food and got sour guts from that food more than any other dog I ever knowed. You know who I'm talking about. Say it with me on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jalapeno. That's right. Shane and Cheryl Grubb's doggy Jalapeno. Now, who knows if Shane and Cheryl are even here looking for Christmas trees? For all I know, that doggy broke loose from the 3 acres they live on and tore it into the mountains looking for a tree to pee on. I don't know. But about that time, I heard Maisley Grubbs, that's Shane and Cheryl Grubbs' little daughter, hollering for jalapeno. Just jalapeno, jalapeno. A little bit of panic in her voice, but at the same time, I think that whole family's used to that dog going berserkers to where she ain't too scared. They end up finding her. Now, while I don't know if they let Jalapeno run free in the mountains, I know they wouldn't just let their daughter up there by herself. So I figure it wasn't just Maisley and Jalapeno roving the countryside in the forest where the Christmas trees live. I don't know. So I came to the conclusion that the whole Grubbs family, including Jalapeno, must be up here Christmas tree hunting just like the rest of us. That's what I figured. And sure enough, Jalapeno is marking his territory. Careful where you put your hands on them trees, y'all guys. Cricket's farm girl strong. She raised around all kind of animals, and she just scoops that doggy up and says, "Where's your mama?" About that time, Cheryl Grubbs comes huffing through the trees. "Where's the dog?" And Cricket just hollers at her, "She's right here." "Oh, hey, y'all guys, I didn't know y'all was here." You know, Cheryl, now she's just being friendly, and she see her dog okay. And I tell her, I said, "We're hunting a couple Christmas trees, Cheryl." "And we were too," she said, "but Shane brought his metal detector, and now him and Perry Lee are digging up ground." You know, Shane got a metal detector, and he like to find all kind of treasures. And I guess anything you find with a metal detector, in some ways a treasure, because you found it, but some of them ain't worth nothing. You know, bottle caps, that kind of thing. So anyhow, Cricket hands Jalapeno to Cheryl, and we all walk together. Me, Cricket, Cheryl, Maisley, Jalapeno. Cheryl just holds on to him on account of them never having a leash for him. I don't even know if they own a leash. And that might be something they need to ask for Christmas, truth be told. But I might get it for them, you know, they don't even got to ask me. Maybe I'll just put it together, you know, maybe talk to the fellas on the softball team. We had enough trouble with that dog down at the softball fields over the years where maybe that'd be our gift to them and our gift to ourselves during softball season. Never thought about that before. Just kind of thinking over it right now. Not a bad idea, y'all guys. Like a light bulb went off. like a ding, but it didn't sound like a ding. I'm just saying it. It's just like an idea. But you know how when you hear about ideas, sometimes they associate them with dings. Anyhow, that's something I'm thinking about. Well, it don't take us long for us to find a whole herd of great-looking trees. I don't really know if trees hang out in herds, but if you get the idea, you know what I'm talking about. It's a pack of them, like a pack of wolves, only safer. You want us to fell you a tree, Cheryl? That's what I hollered at her. Sure, we ain't picky. Shane's going to be more excited about whatever treasure him and Perry Lee dig up. Okay, so we get to cutting, and these ain't big old trees where you have to haul or timber or nothing like that, but they take some work to drag to the truck, I'll tell you that, or Chevy Cobalt, depending on what you're driving. Turns out Shane and Cheryl didn't bring the Cobalt. Good for them, because their truck ain't tore up. But if they going to start letting Jalapeno ride in it to go Christmas tree hunting, it won't be long before that tree, not for that tree, before that truck gets torn up too. So I'm dragging one tree out, just one tree. You know, I'm only one tree at a time kind of feller. You know, I mean, I got haunch strength, and I got strength in my biceps, and my triceps, and my forceps, and my interceps. But I ain't at the condition where I can haul out 2 Christmas trees like that. That just ain't me. So anyhow, I haul one out. Then I go back and drag out the other tree while Cricket drags out Cheryl's tree. Jalapeno ran away twice during that time. Ended up with Shane and Perry Lee, who found a couple bottle caps and a bullet or 2. I think folks at Metal Detector, they pump to find anything. Like I said, like it's all treasure, but only some things are like treasure to everybody, like old coins or gold stuff or pirate gold or I don't know, stuff like that. But they didn't find none of that day. Cricket's brother found us, and he wanted to take us another 3 miles into the woods where he seen the best Christmas tree ever. That's what he called it. He goes, I found the best Christmas tree ever, y'all guys. It's just another like 3 miles into the woods. I don't know about that though. Only thing is we already got our trees, you know, I'm thinking that, and it's time to go. So those 2 things, that combo makes it pretty hard for me to want to go 3 more miles away from civilization, you know, at that point. So I guess you can call it the one that got away, because it's got time to grow now, because we didn't get it. I didn't even look at it. Unless someone else finds it. I mean, it's still Thanksgiving Day when we out there, so there's probably going to be quite a few more people Christmas tree hunting over the next few weeks, even though it feels like they all showed up today. And back at the house, Cricket's granddaddy wanted to play the banjo while folks decorated the tree. Firstly, I didn't know he had a banjo. And B, I didn't know he wasn't terrible on it neither. Pretty good. So we listened to music, decorated our family's tree, and kept eating on Thanksgiving food right into the night. Then I went back to Chancellor's Park with my tree. J.T. Whitlow helped me get it into the trailer. Meemaw saw me arrive back and wandered over to my trailer. She had some leftover deviled eggs from Tabby Jean's that she shared with me. And then she asked me if I needed help decorating my tree. And I said, sure. You know, started feeling a little bit like the Christmas season. You know, everybody's being civil. We having a good time together. My brother Brett came out of my bathroom while we was decorating. That was a surprise. Didn't expect that. I didn't even know he was in my trailer. He said he thought maybe we was celebrating Thanksgiving at my place this year, so he was hanging out there all day getting into my food. Come on, Brett. Well, I had some leftovers from Cricket's, and we heated that up for him, and he and Meemaw had that. I stuffed, but I did have room for a deviled egg or 2. It's a long day, y'all guys, but I got to see lots of people, eat great food, fetch a Christmas tree. Is it too early for a Christmas tree? I don't think so. What do y'all think? Kind of a peaceful day, truth be told. Good way to end the day, too, with just Meemaw and Brett in the trailer. And that's saying a lot, considering I ended it with them 2, and we was having a good time. I think Christmas season's off to a good start. That's the way I'd see it. I appreciate y'all listening to all these podcast episodes. It really means a lot when y'all rate it and subscribe it and share, and just send me those messages during the week. You know, you email me at tavindillard@gmail.com or text message me at 501-322-6249. But for next week, let's do them emails. That's a little easier for me to organize. If you got an email, if you got a question for the Q&A, send them to tavindillard@gmail.com. And I'll put that in the show notes today too. You'll see all those things. If you got some shopping to do, you want to do some shopping, you part of my community now, and you friends with me in my neck of the woods in Chancellor Park, and you want to fetch a t-shirt for somebody, or that book that's on sale that's autographed, or, you know, the bag of bacon, or the 20-25 calendar, you got choices. And you got a choice just not to do any of that too. That's fine. But I just want to let you know what's on the buffet, what's on the smorgasbord, as they say. I do appreciate y'all listening. Like I said, I know that's a lot of information today, and you sat through it all. So good on you. And I don't know if you decorated yet for Christmas, but good luck once you start stringing them lights or cutting them trays or Yule in the Tide or whatever it is kind of thing. Maybe you go Christmas caroling. You know, I'm a tenor. Me. All right, y'all guys. Check them show notes for all that's going on. And hey, if you ain't the back seat of Shane and Cheryl Grubb's Chevy Cobalt, you having a pretty good week. Merry Christmas season, y'all guys. I'm Tavin Dillard. This is a Tavin Dillard podcast. Till next time, y'all guys. We'll see you later.